Anger on the streets. These teachers in South Australia want a better deal. Pay packets have been eroded by surging inflation.
Pay is crucial, and people say teachers are being greedy. We're not being greedy. We want adjustments for the costs of living.
Oh look, everything else goes up, so met with an offer that is lower than CPI, lower than everything else, that of course makes everything harder.
With industrial action, the end of state-based pay caps and a tight labour market, things are changing.
Employers are still competing to get new employees and retain their employees as well, so that is boosting wage growth.
Wages are rising. Pay packets lifted 1.3% in the 3 months to September and 4% for the year. Private sector wages are growing faster than those in the public sector, but both are being dwarfed by the rocketing cost of living, with inflation still running at 5.4% over 12 months.
Real wages are still going backwards, and they've been going backwards for, 18 months, longer now.
The nation's peak union body says legislative change is having an impact on pay packets.
I do see progress. I can see that in the dynamics of what's happening in terms of agreements that have been negotiated, workers feeling more confident in terms of asking for pay increases and actually being able to win them.
Don't expect this result to increase pressure on the Reserve Bank to lift interest rates as it tries to temper inflation. The wage growth was in line with the expectations of analysts and the RBA.
Now, that might be surprising given that we saw record growth, but there were a number of temporary factors, along with some cyclical factors, that we knew about that meant that wage growth was going to be very strong in this quarter.
Those one-offs, a boost to the minimum wage in June, making it more than $23 an hour, and a massive pay bump for about 250,000 aged care workers, with a one-off 15% pay lift.
This was the highest quarterly growth in the 26-year history of the Wage Price Index, and it is the fastest annual growth in wages since 2009.
Helping workers catch up.
So wages will need to keep increasing so that we regain what we've lost over the last couple of years. I don't see that happening overnight. It'll be slow. There'll never be a wage price spiral.
With an unemployment rate of 3.6%, the pressure on businesses to find and retain key workers is a problem. The difference is they've started to work out you can use money to fix it.
Almost half of private sector jobs actually saw a wage change during the quarter. And not only was it broad-based, we also saw an increase in the size of that average wage change as well to 5.8%.
A big boost for worker bees everywhere.